Hey, I'm Brenda MacIntyre. Bojo, Mshkikinagamunaniquenedishnikas, Gokokorodem, Tkarantadinjaba, Kamlubadinjaba. Just saying greetings in the Ojibwe language that my Indigenous name is Medicine Songwoman. I'm Owl Clan. I live in Toronto now, and I always also mention that I grew up in Kamloops. I love that place still. So this is going to be a 4-part video series on basic teachings in this video about how to drum and sing, and then the songs. And our protocols are that we have to share the story of the song. If you're sharing a song, you share the story of the song in our circles, so that we know what the songs mean and who they come from, where they come from, what they're for. I'll also say the best way that the only way that we really learn is by doing. In terms of a circle, like when you're drumming and you want to learn drum songs, you go to a circle and you just do it. You just kind of fall into it. We're eye to eye in a circle, so the circle that helps. In circles, learning tends to be really super fast. And so I'll just share quickly. I need to be quiet for my neighbor's sake at this point, but I'm going to share songs in. You're going to get a song today too. So this is my drum. This is one of my drums. And you'll see on the back those little colorful things there. Those are tobacco ties. And tobacco ties are like a sacred, for these ones, these are a sacred contract between me and Creator and my drum. So there's always one that stays once you birth your drum, because our drums, we believe, are living beings, and they have their own spirit. And when you do that birthing ceremony for the drum, which we do before using the drum, after you've made one or been gifted one, is you do that birthing ceremony, and then the drum wakes up, and then we have one tobacco tie that is always on the drum, and that belongs to the drum. And then there are other ones that I've been gifted because I'm a singer, so every time people ask me with that sacred contract, with that sacred tobacco, they will offer me tobacco and ask me to sing. So those tobacco ties I put with my drum, because it's my drum that's helping me do that. And so I have to ask my drum for that help. So the drum rhythms that you're going to hear with my songs are what we call straight beat. So that's like this. That's what we call straight beat. It's not really 4/4 rhythm. Sometimes it might be with my songs because they're more contemporary. But it's just I don't really know the musical term for it, but that's what we call straight beat. It's just straight 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. And the other beat that is common in the community with women's hand drumming is this one. And that is called the double beat or the heartbeat rhythm. I like to call it the heartbeat rhythm because, yes, drum is about it. The drum, no matter what culture you go, like all around the world, they have drums. Every culture in the world has some sort of a drum, except New Zealand. And the only reason why is because they don't have any animals that they would use for a skin to make the drum. So they have bone flutes and they have different instruments. But other than that, drums are everywhere, and it always, no matter who you ask, they're going to tell you it represents Mother Earth, the heartbeat of Mother Earth. And so when we connect to our drums, we're connecting to the heartbeat of Mother Earth and also to our own heartbeat. And that particular rhythm really does that. So those are the two rhythms. Sometimes what you're going to hear and see when I'm singing is I'll be just like this, and then all of a sudden it'll be like a little bit bigger and louder of a drum beat, and those are called honor beats. And when I'm doing those honor beats, that's the time to pray. I mean, really, you can pray through the whole song because all my songs are healing songs. But that those honor beats are literally when I'm sending up prayers. And that's what they're for. They're also for the end of the song. So you'll like the song will be going, and then all of a sudden, boom. That's kind of classically how our songs end. It does vary, but a lot of them end like that. But you will hear louder drum beats at the end. So before we drum, we smudge. So if you don't know what a smudging ceremony is, you'll see me doing it. And there are many ways to do it. But it's a cleansing with the smoke of our 4 sacred medicines. And some people use different kinds of medicines. There are more than the 4 too. But what I'm using today is white sage. So this is the sage here. It just happens to be on a branch. That's the way that I got it. And sometimes you'll just get it as leaves or a stick. But it cleanses us on a spiritual level, but also literally on a physical level. And we do that with our drum too. So I'll show you. Oh, you can see that. Okay. So with the drum, sometimes people don't do the stick. I always do. So in our culture, we have something called a medicine wheel, which is kind of like a way of looking at life. And it talks about the 4 directions and sometimes the 7 directions. So north, south, east, and west. And then if it's the 7 directions, it's above, below, and middle. And for the purpose of this video series, the reason I divided it into 4 parts is so I could honor that medicine wheel. So we're starting today in the eastern direction. And in the east is air. So that's where all those birds are. And it's also about mindset and our beliefs and the way that we're thinking. And so with this song here that I'm going to share with you, because it sits in the east, and the reason that it sits in the east as well is it's a welcome song. It is a welcome song. It's called Breath of Life. And Breath of Life came to me as a way to remind me to breathe after I had a tragic loss in my family. And I literally was not breathing and didn't realize that. I was just tight and not breathing very well. And we tend to do that if we carry trauma and if we're grieving. And that's because it's hard to feel all that's there. And so we kind of hold on to that and mini dose ourselves with those feelings. That's the best way to do that. And these are kind of times when we need to, we're all kind of grieving the life the way that it used to be. And whatever your personal losses might have been and experiences in life, we all go through things. And so this song here reminds me to breathe. That's why I asked for a song to help me to breathe for my latest album, Picking Up the Pieces, which I released in September 2019. So it's on that album. And the song is literally just that. It's to remind you to breathe. And so when you see me taking a breath, when you, like I start and I go, ha, ha, when you hear me breathe in like that, that's your reminder to take a breath too. So it can remind you to be in your body and feel whatever is coming up for you. And that's what the power of drumming can bring too, is that ability to feel. It just kind of opens you up and allows you to feel. So with that, I'm going to share Breath of Life with you. And again, it's the Eastern direction.
Away,
one more thing I wanted to share with you is that with that tobacco that I was talking about, when someone wants to learn a song from me, traditionally they would offer me tobacco. So if someone's in a drum group or they're a drummer and they want to learn, say, this song that I'm going to sing for you, then yeah, they would offer me tobacco and ask me to teach them that song, or ask me permission, or both, because they need to ask me permission to sing the song and share it. And that's traditionally what happens. And in these kind of days where, you know, you can't always like give me tobacco because maybe you don't live anywhere near Toronto. And so I actually make ebooks with my albums when I record my songs. But for those that I don't, then I'll just I'll find a way to do that so I can get that song out to whoever is wanting to learn it. And the teachings as well. Chimigwich, many thanks for watching this video. There are 3 more after this, and so watch for those. And my website is medicinesongwoman.com. I also have a social distancing Facebook group for women's hand drum singing. So if you are a woman or non-binary and you would like to learn more, you can always join that group. And I want you to follow Create to Learn. They're the ones that gave me the opportunity to create these teachings for you and send you these videos. And also follow the hashtag Create to Learn for more content, training content like this. All right, lots of love and many blessings to you. Bamapi, which is see you later in Ojibwe.